The city of Fredericksburg is proud and at the same time humbled to have been part of this transformational event in the history of our nation. The marker reads, "The Congress of Racial Equality, led by James Farmer, organized the Freedom Rides in 1961 to challenge racial segregation in interstate bus travel, which had persisted despite U.S. Supreme Court decisions barring segregation in seating, 1946, and in terminal facilities in 1960. After departing from Washington, D.C. on the morning of 4 May, the Freedom Riders first stopped here at the Greyhound bus terminal, where they integrated the restrooms and lunch counter without incident. As the riders traveled toward New Orleans, they encountered brutal resistance and arrest. Hundreds joined the campaign, prompting the Interstate Commerce Commission to issue new regulations enforcing desegregation. And that is what our marker says.
So I'm truly honored for the city itself. We took on a journey in the city of Fredericksburg, which led us to, and I'll just be real quick, it started with the conversation about removal of the slave block. It turned into a greater conversation about telling the story of African American history. And now we are here today, and we're doing exactly what we set out to do. So to be crazy enough to say, let's move a slave block, in a sense, gets us here today. Because when I received the phone call was about, hey, Councilman Fry, I know that you guys are interested in telling the story of Black history. And that's what, that's a part, I'm not saying all, but that's a part of what got us here today, and that's why everybody's here today. So I want to say thank you, Dion, thank you very much for everything that you and everybody that you ran across, because it's no way that it was easy. There's still work to do, but I appreciate being the only African American representative on the City Council of Fredericksburg. For me to stand here, and I'm in a city, and I've said it at council meetings, countless times. I'm in a city where my grandparents, great-grandparents, all lived here, all grew up here in the city of Fredericksburg. I'm from an area that was annexed, but it's all Fredericksburg. It's now the city of Fredericksburg. And for me to stand here is based on the courage of you. And I want you to understand that, because you're talking about parents and grandparents that couldn't vote. And now I stand in front of you as the Vice Mayor of the city of Fredericksburg, and you're here with us today, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
The story of the Freedom Riders had a profound impact on my students. As a history teacher, I would witness this reaction thousands of times during my career. A group of rambunctious sixth graders would sit in silence as they contemplated the fact that each of the Freedom Riders signed a last will and testament prior to boarding the bus. My students realized that many of the Freedom Riders were just a few years older than they were, and yet they remained willing to risk their lives in the name of justice. As their journey unfolded through turbulence and violence, there was an ever-present, undeniable calm. And you can see it in their faces. And it is still evident today, as many, like Dion, have dedicated their entire lives to service. The Freedom Riders continue to inspire each of us with a message of hope. Their passion and sense of purpose guide us to complete this journey for justice. Thank you.